This is an unboxing and video demonstration of the Pandaoo DZ09 smartwatch. This is a really cool low-cost smartwatch that can help bring a lot of the functionality of your smartphone to your wrist. Let's dive in and see how it works. The watch itself is covered in a thin sheet of plastic. And I ordered the version with the white strap. It's also available in black and silver, but I thought white looked the sharpest. Pretty cool. It's kind of a visual knockoff of like a Samsung style watch with the one big button on the bottom and then a camera on the front. And we're going to see how well that camera works too. We're going to take some pictures with it and play around. Let's see what else it comes with. So we've got the watch. And a charging cable. Great. And a user guide, smartwatch phone. Please read the manual before use. And as usual, this is pretty tiny font, but it is also an accordion style, humongous manual that if you read it, this would take you a hot second, and it kind of goes on forever. So I'm going to go ahead and read this now, and I'll report back with the highlights. Alright, now that the phone's all charged up, let's go ahead and turn it on. And it shows a picture of itself. Hey, that sounds familiar. Okay, it's another Android mini tablet phone. Yay! Okay, so this one's going to be very similar to anybody who's watched any of my other smartwatch videos. Insert SIM, it says at the top. What is with these people? So we're going to go ahead and get into the operating system a little bit and try and figure out what actually goes on inside this thing. I guess this one goes up and down. Or sideways. Wow, that's a ton of apps. Okay, yeah, we're going to dig through this a little bit. So let's check out some of the apps. Another thing that makes this watch kind of interesting is you can actually remove the back cover and remove the battery. And there's a spot in the back where you can actually hold a memory card and a full SIM card, which can actually make this watch a fully functional phone. So when you put a SIM card in the back, as well as an SD card or a memory card, this actually becomes a fully functioning, almost like a burner phone. You could use this as your cell phone. It can make calls, it can send text messages, and you could actually use it as your phone. It has a camera built in, which in theory can take videos if you have an Android phone, which is kind of a cool feature and would be a fun concept to explore in a later video. So to set the date and time, you have to go into the settings, which you actually get to through the menu. Settings, common settings, time and date. Into the time zone, GMT -5, New York. I'm actually in Richmond, Virginia. Set time and date. It's at 8:07 right now. And it is December the 9th. Great. Turned data savings time on. Cool. Alright, so that's all set. Oh, and then you can set the format. Oh, cool. Oh, you can set it 12-hour time. That's something you could not do on the COYO or the Odium watches. So that's actually a really cool. Oh, then you can set it to month, date, and year. Ah, they're spoiling us. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. All right, so good news for everybody who is used to their date and time being formatted in a certain way. Hey. All right, cool. Ah, look at that. Remind you of anything? If you said Apple Watch, you are in for a confusing time. So now we're going to look at some of the applications. Touching the screen actually cycles with the watch faces. You've got this one, which is like a weird... I got nothing. This one's kind of like an Apple Watch sort of knockoff, and this one looks like just like a really complicated watch you'd buy at the mall for like 20 bucks. Okay, let's go ahead and just... Nope. So swipe. Go into menu, and... Alright, so you have pedometer, which you can actually start, and then it'll measure the number of steps you take. So I'm shaking it up and down to simulate steps. And it's not working, actually. It is registering... Oh, 10 steps. No, okay. It's actually registering some steps, so pause and reset back. Great. Sedentary reminder. This is actually a really cool app. You can turn it on, set the reminder time, and then it will actually go off and tell you when you've been sitting too long. And it kind of just reminds you to get up and walk around a little bit and sort of move, which is kind of a neat feature for a phone to kind of tell you to move. What else do we have here? Quick response. That is a QR code. If you have a QR code scanner, go ahead and scan that right now. Let me know what happens. Here we have Smart Search. Once again, you have the world's smallest keyboard on these. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can see it. I'm going to search for Yahoo. Okay, I did a terrible job. Okay, this searches through your texts, so it doesn't do me any good. You have an alarm feature. You can set a lot of alarms. Calendar. Once again, this screen seems useful, but you got to keep in mind these numbers are like unusably tiny. When you kind of get a better view of the size of this thing, this is on your wrist. This is really small. So if you have really good vision, this is super handy. If you don't, you are not going to be using this calendar very often. It's also unclear how to scroll out. Okay. Themes. Okay, so you can customize your theme, which gives you different skins for the actual operating system of the phone. Kind of cute, kind of kitschy. There we go. And here's what I was looking for. Camera. Memory card removed, use phone. Yes. So this uses the camera, and this is currently looking up at my ceiling fan, and it's actually seen it. So let's turn this around so it's facing the camera. Actually, let's take it. I'm going to take this back and take a selfie. And it actually worked. which is kind of amazing in and of itself because this was not an expensive watch. But it has a functioning camera, which actually works properly. It also has an audio player, which presumably plays songs. This will work when you connect it through Bluetooth. I've used these before with the COYO and the Odium watches. Video recorder, yeah, it's not surprising. I didn't expect that to work, so this is the total shock. Image viewer, yep, I have one picture on here. Who's that handsome fellow? Video player, storage not ready. So this may actually, no files. This may actually require a memory card. QQ, SIM card. File manager, calculator, FM radio. This is another one where it requires an earphone, but it doesn't seem to have an earphone jack on the watch anywhere, which is very confusing. This is for the microphone. This is the camera. This is the port for charging. This is the speaker. There is nowhere to plug a set of headphones in on here. And Weexon. Okay, nothing there either. And then you've got Bluetooth call logs, messaging, Bluetooth dialer, etc., etc. So I'm going to play around with the Bluetooth next, and we're going to go ahead and link this up to an iOS device and see how well it works. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and connect it over Bluetooth. So to connect to Bluetooth, we're going to go to Bluetooth setting on our phone and to the settings section of the watch. And make sure visibility is turned on. And it'll show up as M. And you make sure the passcode matches. In this case, it's saying 500301. So we're going to select yes on both the phone and the watch. And now it's connected. So in keeping with tradition, I'm going to go ahead and call the Apple Store here in Richmond, Virginia. And I'm going to call them actually from this watch. So we're going to dial the number using the keypad on the watch. Which is made kind of difficult because, once again, you are dialing with your finger on a tiny little keypad. You can select how you want to call. This increases the volume when you press the speakerphone button in the middle. You can also mute the microphone. Increase the volume. You can add them as a contact into your phone's address book. It's kind of a neat feature. Oh, you can put them on hold. That's hilarious. And you can end the call. And this is actually a link feature, so the call is actually kickstarted from your phone, and then it's transferred over to the watch. As far as fit and feel is concerned, the strap itself is kind of like a hard rubber. It's not particularly comfortable. Definitely not nearly as comfortable as the COYO, which I have here for comparison purposes. The COYO U8 is definitely a more comfortable strap. It's made of very soft rubber, similar in screen size to the Pandaoo. But the strap is definitely more rigid on this watch. The case is also a little bit thicker. It's made of a hard plastic. And it has a good solid feel when you're wearing it. It's about comparable in size to like a sports or athletic watch. It wouldn't feel necessarily out of place as a smartwatch. It doesn't feel really bulky or anything like that. It looks a little on the large side, but largely forgivable. Mostly due to the camera on the back. After restarting the watch a few times, I was actually able to get the video camera to work. So let's try this out real fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's watch the playback. It actually works. It doesn't look great. I mean, it looks like about what you'd expect. Let's try out the video options here. Oh, okay. Your only option is delete video. Let's see what other options you have here. Camcorder settings. Night mode, anti-flicker, 60 Hz. Okay. Anti-flicker setting. Video settings, video quality, normal, sharing, video, or high. Let's do high quality. White balance. Oh, you can choose where you store it too. Okay, so camcorder actually is a little bit more advanced than I was giving it credit for. Oh, I said camcorder. Oh, that was their fault. So it actually is kind of a neat feature to have. And then if you go to video player, oh, you have to disconnect from Bluetooth first, apparently. Oh, and then it'll tell you there's no files because I deleted it. Okay, that was my bad. Well, still, so it works, which is kind of a cool feature. Having it scan the room. You have to hit stop. When it plays it in the thumbnail, okay, you get to watch a tiny thumbnail in the top right screen of the phone. Watch. Okay, well, it's still a cool feature to have. The Pandaoo DZ09 is actually a pretty cool watch. If you're an iPhone user like myself, it's not tremendously helpful. It's good for, you know, having a link watch and sort of seeing incoming calls. As far as Android users, the ability to send and receive text messages, have your phone book at your fingertips, and have a lot more information readily available is definitely a cool feature, and I think is well worth the $30 or $40. You know, the price of, you know, dinner and a movie. And it's tremendously useful to not have to fish out your phone from your pocket every time it vibrates. I think it's well worth the cost. This watch seems fairly durable. It seems well built, and is kind of in line with the competition as far as the Odium and the COEO and the other watches in this price range that I've tried out. If you can pick one up from Amazon Prime, that's definitely what I'd recommend. And yeah, thanks for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. And if you have any other watches or bits of technology that you want me to take a look at, feel free to leave a comment in the comments section below. And thanks for watching.